The ERi-TV news broadcast crew and I, Delete Sahaya, are now ready for your daily news briefing at 10:30 local time. First, let us catch up with the major headlines. Meeting on the implementation of the development programs conducted in Forto subzone. Training provided on hydroponic agricultural in the Amhara. Iran and Oman reached understanding on temporary shipping route in Hormuz. US declares all mines cleared. China and India hold special representative talks on boundary questions in Beijing. Proceeding with our reports. Ambassador Mohammed Ali Houri, governor of Kashbarka region, conducted a meeting with residents of Ribda administrative area during a visit to Forto subzone on 23rd and 24th August. The meeting focused on the public role in implementing development programs. Ambassador Mohammed observed rain-fed agricultural activities, the infrastructure of Forto boarding school, and water and soil conservation activities carried out through the student summer work program. He also discussed future programs with relevant officials and public representatives. The meeting focused on the use of social service institutions, existing challenges and measures that could be taken to address them, the cause of schools dropout and possible solutions, as well as initiatives being undertaken to improve the residents' socioeconomic living standards and the progress achieved so far. The participants held extensive discussion on the issues raised at the meeting and adopted various recommendations. Noting that strong efforts are being made to address the challenge facing the residents, Mr. Aragai Mebrahtu, acting administrator of the subzone, called on residents to take advantage of the educational opportunities available in their areas and play their part in efforts to establish a maternity waiting room at Malober Health Station. The Ministry of Agriculture conducted training in Dak Amhara on 25th August aimed at enhancing farmers' understanding of hydroponic agriculture and comparative advantage. Mr. Yosef Haile, a grazing land development expert, said that hydroponic farming since its introduction in Eritrea in 2022, has contributed significantly to the development of milk and egg production. He also said that it could serve as an important alternative for producing animal fodder during seasons of low rainfall. Mr. Yosef further indicated that the farming system enables farmers to produce animal fed throughout the year using less water, labor, and land. He called on farmers to apply the system properly, noting that milk production depends on the breed of dairy cows and how they are fed. Dr. Ogbazi Haile, head of the livestock resources in southern region, called on farmers to follow experts' advice on feeding their dairy cows. Mr. Alam Abrahtu, head of the agriculture office in Dak Amhara subzone, called on participants to apply the knowledge they have gained in their farming activities. The vaccination program provided in Shambuko Health Center is reportedly making a significant contribution to ensuring health and well-being of children. Residents indicated that vaccination are enabling their children to participate actively in their education and fulfill their responsibilities in society while remaining protected from vaccine-preventable diseases. Nurse Tesfa Alim Iyasu, head of the health center, said that vaccination coverage has reached 98% as a result of growing public awareness of health issues. Noting that vaccination makes significant contribution to children's physical and psychological development, Nurse Lemlem Menges, an assistant nurse at the health center, said that the number of mothers who regularly follow their children's vaccination schedules is steadily increasing as awareness of the importance of vaccination grows. Straight ahead is our international news, a social break. Welcome back. Iran said on Tuesday that it has reached a new understanding with Oman allowing commercial vessels to transit the Strait of Hormuz, while US President Donald Trump declared all mines in the Strait of Hormuz water had been removed and attenuated. Iranian Deputy Foreign Minister and Legal Affairs, International Affairs Kazem Gharibabad said that on Tuesday that under the understanding the inbound route of Persian Gulf would pass through Iranian waters, while the outbound route would pass through both Iranian and Omani waters. No military vessel will be permitted, and only commercial ships will be allowed to the strait, he added. He stressed that understanding reached between Iran and Oman does not mean an immediate reopening of the strait, and that the route would be temporarily. He said Iran and Oman would negotiate a new permanent route within 30 to 60 days and warned the strait will remain closed if Iran's conditions are not met. He also dismissed the U.S. claims about mine-clearing operation in the strait as a propaganda and lies, warning any U.S. widespread entering the region would be targeted. China and India on Tuesday held 25th round of talks between the two countries' special representatives on the boundary question in Beijing, conducting comprehensive, in-depth, friendly, and candid communication on issues such as boundary questions and bilateral ties. Wang Yi, a member of the Political Bureau of the Communist Party of China's Central Committee, Director of Office in the Central Commission of Foreign Affairs, and China's Special Representative on the boundary question between China and India, said that the sound and stable development of China and India relations serves as fundamental interest of the two people and carries global and strategic significance. China is ready to work with India to develop bilateral relations from strategic and long-term perspective, be good neighbors and friends as well as partners that help each other succeed. The two sides agreed to hold 26th round of the talks between the two countries' special representatives on the boundary questions in India in 2027. Muslim Abdi, commander of the Kurdish-led Syrian Democratic Forces, announced on Tuesday dissolution of force following the completion of its integration in Syrian state institutions, ending a decade-long chapter in which US-backed group controlled large parts of the northern and northeastern Syria. He described the move at the beginning of the new chapter focused on peace, stability, and rebuilding Syria after years of conflict. The transition should mark rather genuine shift from the battlefield to the field of the construction, said Abdi, calling the building of the unified country encompassing Syria's different communities. The two sides initially agreed that in early 2025, the integration of SDF and the Kurdish-led administration civilian institutions into the Syrian state. Tuesday's announcement also came a day after Washington formally removed Syria from its list of the state of sponsors of terrorism, ending designation that had lasted since 1979. On our last report, Australia and Indonesia foreign and defense ministers met in Melbourne on Wednesday to affirm security cooperation and discuss how the Operationalization and Jakarta Treaty 2026, a landmark bilateral agreement aimed at beginning of the two nations closer together on defense and security. Marles affirmed the strength and bilateral relations between the two countries. The state of that relationship today has never been better, and it is playing a role that we both wanted in play in terms of providing for the security of both our countries, he said. The meeting came after the two countries signed a security treaty early this year, which commits them to consult each other if their countries are threatened. Dear viewers, we've come to the end of tonight's news. Let's have a quick recap of the headlines. Meeting on the implementation of development programs conducted in Forto subzone. Training provided in hydroponic agriculture in the Kamhara. Iran and Oman reached understanding in temporary shipping route of Hormuz. US declares all mines cleared. China and India hold special representative talks on boundary questions in Beijing. Dear viewers, we've come to the end of tonight's news, and this has been Elit Sahar reporting. Thanks for watching, and have a good night.